be talking about my Advanced CS project where I am creating an app, where I created an app that recognizes handwritten digits. So what I learned, some tools I learned to use are TensorFlow, Python 2.7, Keras 2, Core ML tools, Xcode, and iOS 11 beta. So my first step was creating a Keras MNIST machine learning model. So first, what is a model? A model is the result of applying a machine learning algorithm to a set of training data. You use a model to make predictions based on new input data. Models can accomplish a wide variety of tasks that would be difficult for or impractical to write in code. For example, you can train a model to categorize photos or detect specific objects within a photo directly from its pixels. So I use the Keras framework, which comes already with the MNIST dataset that can be downloaded. It contains about 60,000 images of handwritten images that can be used to train a neural network. Here are some examples of the handwritten digits in the MNIST dataset. So I can freely choose to build my own model or implement my own networks or any other network or model that I've built in Keras. I trained my model on a Mac, which took almost an hour since I haven't installed TensorFlow with GPU support. I just installed TensorFlow itself. I created an input shape for my model, and this will make sure that Core ML, one of the frameworks I use, recognizes the input data of the model. I trained the model on a 28 by 28 pixel sized images. My second step was integrating my ML model with Xcode, and this is where Core ML framework comes in. So Core ML is what I need to use to put my machine learning model into my Xcode app. Therefore, I had to figure out a way to convert my machine learning model that was saved in a keras.h5 file into coreml.ml model file. Luckily, Apple supports machine learning models that have been built with Keras. The only problems I faced during this portion was defining some of my functions. My next step was integrating the .ml model plus Xcode. So first I had to start a new Xcode project and choose a single view app. Then I had to make sure that the language was set to Objective-C. And then in my project navigator on the left side, under General and below under Frameworks and Linked Libraries, this is where I add my Core ML framework and the Vision framework. So what are frameworks? I use two main frameworks for the machine learning aspect of the project, the Core ML framework and the Vision framework. I used Core ML to integrate machine learning models into my app, and then Core ML provides a unified representation for all my models. So if you have an app, your app uses Core ML APIs and user data to make predictions and to train or fine-tune models, all on the user's device. Core ML is the foundation for domain-specific frameworks. And Core ML also supports Vision for analyzing images, and the Vision framework performs face detection and face landmark detection, text detection, image recognition, and Vision also allows the use of custom ML models, Core ML models, for tasks like classification or object detection. The next step was creating a drawing app. This step was pretty short, but all I had to do was figure out how to create a drawing app. This would allow the user to draw the number on their phone screen. I learned how to create a simple drawing app with the UI kit. The UI kit framework provides the required infrastructure for your iOS apps. It allows for anyone to handle infrastructure for delivering multi-touch or other types of input into my app. Step 4 was image prediction. So for the next step, I had to have several things accomplished from my previous steps. First, my ML model had to be correctly set up in my Xcode project. The model input had to be a 28 by 28 grayscale pixel image. The model output had to be a multi-array with size of 10 doubles for 10 different digits. I had to import Core ML frameworks and the Vision framework into my project like described below. And I had to have a UI image view that can allow me to draw the number on my app. So now that we have our image and my model ready and created, I had to build the prediction request, and I used the VN Core ML request and initialized it with our newly built VN Core ML model, which was basically the .h5 model converted to the Core ML model. And the request initializes, and this allows with a completion handler, and that receives the prediction results of our deep learning model. The VN Core ML request is basically an analysis request that uses Core ML model to process images. And I found all of these functions on the Apple developers website, which will be linked in my resources. And this was my finished project or product. And I will go to the screen and show how it works. So I can clear it out and you just predict 1, and then right below it says digit maybe 1, right where my mouse is, and I can clear it, and then I can do another number. Let's say I do 3, predict, digit maybe 3. I had some trouble with 8. Sometimes 8 works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, now it's working. But like if I do it messy, does it still work? And it still works with a little messy. 4 works this way. Predict. Oh, look, it says it's 1, so it doesn't work all the time, but 4 sometimes works, or it's a 7. So there are some bugs that still need to be fixed, especially with 4. It has to, yeah, so 4 works in a certain position. 4 also does not work when you draw the 4 like that. Look, it says it's a 6. So 4 is the trickiest number in my opinion. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on the position. So that was one of the problems I faced. I rewrote, so the 3 main problems I faced was rewriting the entire ML model, because I didn't use the ML model I created last time, because I didn't know that Core ML framework existed, so I had to use Keras to train my model, and then I had to use Core ML tools to convert it. Core ML and Vision Framework were completely new, so again, like syntax and all of that was something I had to deal with again. And then understanding functions and their roles in the frameworks and with Keras and with Python and machine learning. That was also one of the other biggest problems I faced, but all the documentation was provided online. So I think in the future, what I'd want to do is fine-tune my model so that it predicts more numbers and more different handwritings more accurately, because it works sometimes and then it doesn't work other times. So 3, 2, and then 1. I have to like clear it several times sometimes because, yeah. Okay, well, that is the end of my project, and here are all my resources. Thank you.